£12,000 a month for your first business isn't bad going, especially when you've done it in the first year. You get a credit card, you buy a pressure washer, and you just start a business because you was dissatisfied with your job. This entrepreneur is going to go places, and he's asking all the right questions. It's a good watch. It's a good listen. Take a look. Hello gang, welcome back. Hello campus, welcome back to the business broadcast. I'd like to keep the continuity here. I'm joined with JB.
Hi there, everybody.
How you doing, mate?
I'm very good. How are you?
Yeah, good. Today we're speaking to Alistair Dunce. I think he's in Scotland, isn't he?
He is. Sounds like it.
Sounds like it.
If not, he should work for the tourist board.
Yeah, the detectives that we are. He's got a business called Dunce Power Cleaning. I think it's a very much his first foray into entrepreneurship.
Foray, is it? Yeah. So I think it probably is.
Tell us a bit about the business,
I
JB.
wonder if the likes of these sorts of businesses, what people might call boring businesses, if this has become a more competitive marketplace now that Cody Sanchez is making it popularised. Because there's lots of people now, I'm seeing it in content where people are like, oh, I'm buying these boring businesses like jet washing, car cleaning, gutter cleaning.
I think car cleaning, like locations where people are going there, are very different to this.
Yes, but I wonder if this kind of like easy to start.
I don't think Cody Sanchez. For those of you that don't know, Cody Sanchez is like a very good-looking American female version of me. That has a way more successful YouTube channel. No, but she buys companies.
Yes.
You know, I think my businesses are boring. They're not. You know, they're just when we're saying boring businesses are always going to be there.
Yes.
You know, they're not nightclubs and strip joints and cryptocurrency.
Yeah, they're not going to sell for 30 times.
Yeah, but
multiples, good steady
eddies. But you want big boring businesses. You don't want the
little boring businesses.
Yeah. And what you said there, like the car cleaning, where you go to like a car wash,
a valet,
where there's machines and there's structure. Yeah. But I don't think we're talking about a man in a van going to clean someone's car. And I think there needs to be that clear difference. Tell us about our business today, Alistair.
So he is, as you mentioned before, doing 12 grand a month in monthly revenue. He has got 2 team members. I think it's him and one other. So I think he's including himself in the 2. He's got some challenges in the business, which is what we like here on the pod. Challenge 1, finding staff and getting over the fear. If I take on more staff, can I keep them busy as my customers will only use them, as my customers will only use me once or twice every year or 2. This is James Sinclair bread and butter territory, this, isn't it? What else can you fold into the existing empire? A little bit of money from a lot of people, a lot of time, makes me very happy. That's what he was saying in a minute. Yeah. Challenge number 2, not being able to find... I'm enjoying my impression of you more and more.
I don't sound like that.
You two sound a little bit like it. Come on, Sinclair. People at home are going, what is it like Dolby Atmos? I don't know who's talking now. Challenge number 2, not being able to find people who think like me. Oh, interesting. None of my friends or family have businesses, and I feel I can't talk to them about it because they will only just keep telling me to stop if it seems like it's getting too hard. Challenge. I bet that is one of the I think you're the average of the 5 people that you spend most time with. That's really important in business, isn't it? And if you're out there doing it by yourself, I imagine this must be infinitely more difficult, especially if no one in your sort of immediate circle gets it. If they're lifetime jobbers, if that makes sense. Like,
absolutely.
Just get a job.
Yeah, I think that's definitely true to a certain degree. Yeah.
Challenge 3: trying to get big customers like property management companies or councils, rather than just the sort of the smaller, like sort of almost D2C, I guess, direct to consumer customers. Where do you want to be in 1 year? We always ask people this on the pod. He says he wants to be off the tools fully and become a marketeer of the business and not running the day to day. This guy's the James Sinclair playbook, isn't he? It's not his first rodeo. What does the business look like when it's finished? £5 million per year turnover with a healthy profit. Hopefully acquiring bolt-on businesses to help the growth. Do you make the profit that you want to make? We always ask these people. Yeah, we make about 40%, but the majority of it is my work in myself. So he's keeping the profit that he's making.
Yeah, this is really interesting. Anyone that has built businesses, when you start out, like when I started out as an entertainer, as a gigging magician, you know, you turn 150 quid, you kept 150 quid,
Yeah.
and your tips would pay for your fuel.
Yeah.
So it's all gravy, baby.
Yeah.
And then you start building businesses, and you go, whoa, and you're really happy if you keep 10% of it.
Yeah.
Most businesses are not keeping 10% of their turnover for the owner.
No, and if you're someone who's been like here's almost like use it to pay wages, you've probably got to get to 6, 7 staff with you being fully off the tools, maybe even more than that, 8, 9 staff to be able to bring the same amount of money back in to sort of coach yourself. Actually, I guess the game is how quickly can you get from like sole trader to the 10 staff to get you to the same point, really. We also ask people what they do day to day in their business because that's quite telling. He says he's doing everything apart from the bookkeeping and admin. So he has bought a bookkeeper in. So that's good. Yeah, and that's kind of it, really. Should we get him on the pod?
Let's get him on. Let's get him on. Hey gang, we're going back to the pod in just a moment, but I wanted to tell you about Entrepreneurs University. This is a platform that I've created for entrepreneurs and business owners that are serious about growth. There's 100 video lessons from me on everything in business, raising finance, buying companies, property investment, and everything in between. Attached to each video is a downloadable PDF that goes into more detail about what we've learned in the video. It goes one step further than that because I've also put stuff that you won't get anywhere else onto Entrepreneurs University. The lessons go into way more detail, but not just that. You're going to get my business plans, my spreadsheets, and all the files that I use to drive the KPIs in my business. Just think about how powerful that could be for your business. And here's the good news. You can try Entrepreneurs University for free. 14-day free trial. After that, it will cost you just $49.99 a month. That's less than a pair of Nikes to grow the profitability in your business. There's a link in the video description, and I cannot wait to see you in Entrepreneurs University.
Alistair, hello, sir. Thank you for being on the pod. We summarised the business quite well there, I think. Is there anything else we need to know about you in the business? Or give us a little brief history of how you've got to where you've got to today, my friend.
Well, I was working in a warehouse. It was like for Iceland, and it was actually like in a freezer. And I just thought, oh, no. So basically got a pressure washer and a credit card, started going and getting jobs, and then just got a van and built it up to where we are now. So
you were working in a freezer. Sounds like the start of an 80s song. I was working in a freezer down at Iceland today. Then you got yourself what was the inspiration to get a pressure washer? How did you know that was your way out of colder conditions?
I don't know, just thought I could do that. Like it's not like you need to go and get a trade or anything like that to start doing stuff for people. And it's something that people don't want to do. So I thought, well, I could maybe just do that for you, you know.
And how long ago was this?
A year ago.
Oh, wow.
Well, a year and a bit.
So in 1 year, you've built it up to be doing 12 grand a month of pressure washing.
Yeah.
Okay. Right, let's get into the challenges then. Challenge number 1 is finding staff and getting over the fear. So if I take on more staff, can I keep them busy? As my customers will only use me once or twice every year. Well, I think you just need to get over that. That's the medicine to prescribe there.
I thought that's what you were going to do.
And make sure you do get enough work in. And how did you build up to £12,000 of revenue per month in 12 months? You've probably done a lot of door knocking and a lot of proactive stuff. Do more of the door knocking and proactive stuff. If you did that full time, you'll fill the diary up for people. The challenge that I would put on to you is, look, remember the discipline that we're building businesses to sell, even if we have no intention of selling them. Do you believe you've got what you might have here as a swapping time for money business? And it might be the stepping stones onto the next thing that you do. This is a great start in your first year of entrepreneurship, in your first year of running a business, but it is a swapping time for money business, and it is in the direct-to-consumer market, so you haven't got schools, colleges, but could you use the foundations you've got here to put it into something that's a bit more higher barrier to entry, which usually means in turn it's worth more money?
Yeah.
Do you agree with that little thesis? Well, what's your thoughts?
No, yeah, I agree. Well, I mean, what do you mean stopping time for money in the sense of like I'm charging out someone's time for in return for work? Because a lot of the jobs are kind of like priced work, so like
Yeah, but
it's not as if like
you're swapping a service for money, aren't you?
yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. So, look, for example, writing a book, you do all the work, and then you could sell the book 10,000 times in the same product.
Yeah.
Margot Robbie makes the Barbie movie. You do the work once, and it can be sold multiple times.
You always bring it back to Margot Robbie, didn't you? You managed every couple of weeks.
Taylor Swift creates an album, and she puts all the work into that album. It can be streamed and sold many, 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 many times. That's look, it's all right to swap time for money. That's how I started out in business. But and if you can get other people to do it, and you're the owner of the business, and you put a structure in place. But my experience is, if people are seriously entrepreneur, would you say you're seriously entrepreneurial, or are you happy with the lifestyle business?
No, I'd say it's seriously entrepreneurial.
Yeah, well, so this won't be this will not be the rodeo for you that will take you to serious entrepreneurship. It's the one that's going to teach you the ropes. It's the one that's going to hopefully find you the next big client. If you look at my career, I was a kids entertainer. That then helped me build an entertainment business, and I went up the steps, but actually within the same industry. If I was in this industry, I'd want to be the man that makes the pressure washers and sells them to the pressure washer community, because that would be how I think. I'd want to be making the chemicals that people use to pressure wash the drives. I'd want to build a wholesale business around that on the back of my consumer business. That's just how James Sinclair thinks, and it's thinking bigger. It's like most people won't think about making their own chemicals, making their own pressure washers.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that's right for you, by the way. That's just...
Oh, no.
But that would be the business to own. That would be the one that would get investors to put money into, because you make the chemical that's the best chemical on the market that cleans pressure washer driveways or whatever it is. You make that, and you could sell that to thousands of people, and you do the work once and keep getting paid. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
How did you get your first customer out of interest?
Flyers. Just delivering flyers.
Lovely. Classic.
Quite simple. It's not really.
So what's actually
special
behind your fear of employing someone and then not filling their diary? Because if you quickly got yourself enough work in that you could leave Iceland, and then you've got one other person. So what's your reticence to do the same thing again, to go up the steps of the entrepreneurial
not really sure,
ladder?
to be honest. I don't know. It's just like, I think. To be honest, I don't really know, because I mean, I do like track everything in terms of like the market spend and flyers that go out and Google and stuff like that. So it is a kind of a case of like, well, if X equals that, then I just need 2X to get more work, kind of thing. But it's just, because it is a seasonal business. Like, you're probably not wanting your, you're not looking outside at your patio or your roof or whatever at Christmas time thinking, oh, I could do that cleaned. So it is managing like the seasonal part of it as well. And then, because in my head, like, it's not really, I don't mind if I don't get working, because, I can eat beans, I don't need to like take any money. So there's a lot of less like kind of stress on that, but kind of, yeah.
I think that's a mindset challenge that you've got as well, because that whole thing of like, I don't need to eat, well, you do.
Yeah.
And you need to be building it so that you're comfortable that you can help 10 people eat, rather than sort of going, oh, well, if we have a quiet patch. It almost sounds to me like you need to look at what are the additional, because not everyone's, as Jimbo said, not everyone's going to think, I want to become the next Karcher pressure washer competitor or the next chemical creator. I don't want to become 3M of the patio world.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is the philosophy of how bigger thinking,
100%.
Yeah, I'm not actually telling you to go and do that.
But in this instance, maybe the first step up that entrepreneurial ladder is like, okay, well, you've got a database of customers and clients. You've got people who know, like, and trust you already. They've spent money. They've exchanged money for the value that you can bring. What other value can you bring them? Is it worth doing, if you're doing the roof, and you're doing the driveways, is there, like a maintenance company that you could be creating? Is there like landscape? Is there other stuff you could do? Because quite often people look for new customers rather than trying to find ways to make more, monetize the existing customers that they've got even more fully, which might, and if you look at it, what is the anti-seasonal version of patio cleaning? Because like you say, at Christmas, from September onwards, probably no one's looking at this again until March time, are they really? So you have literally got 6 months on and 6 months off if it's just seasonal work.
Is that right?
Yeah, it's not. It's kind of. I mean, the pressure, like driveways and patios, completely stop in like September time. But that's when like gutters and roofs kind of become popular. So it isn't that bad. Like I'm not like there's not nothing coming in those colder months. The only issues are that if, for example, everything's frozen, you have to just call off. Like you just can't do it because it's a waste of time. But I don't know, like. Yeah, it's also struggling because I'm kind of recruiting people now on like Indeed and stuff like that, and I'm struggling to even get people to not to sign up, but the people like in my head that I want. But I'm not thinking. Maybe I'm thinking that I'm a bit snobby in a sense of like because it's not like skilled labor, so the people who are kind of applying aren't like, I don't know. Maybe I'm just not looking hard enough. But
or try Facebook ads. Why don't you try Facebook ads? If you're paying good, Facebook ads can really be good for recruitment.
And what would you kind of say? Like, oh, hi, I'm Alistair. Do you want to work for a kind of growing company? And you start kind of pumping.
No, I would tell them what it is. Would you like to earn X amount a day doing this? Are you paying people well, or what's the?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah, so whatever the daily wage is.
Paying people like £500 a week. So
how much?
It's okay. That's it. £500 a week, like £100 a day, kind of how it works out.
What, after tax or?
No, it's before tax.
Yeah, I think you would create a headline. Would someone want to? So they're going to get what, £80 a day after tax? Are they? I mean,
yeah, about that.
Maybe try it and say, would you like to earn £700 a week? Because I think that's going to be, because you're going after tradespeople, aren't you? And I think that, I don't know, around here.
Not really. Because tradespeople are like, it's almost like you're employing like a labourer on a site. Like it's that kind of level of skill. It's not very skilled.
But a labourer on a site, certainly down here, is like £170 a day. I don't know if it's what it's like where you are. Yeah.
You're looking at like maybe like £400 a week in like Scotland and stuff for
all right. So if that's an extra. So if you're a good salary, you do a Facebook ad saying we're looking for hardworking, reliable people. It's £500 a week, a plus £100 bonus, and do something really good, and then do a Facebook ad like with a really good headline, and I think you'll get loads of applications. You probably need to spend £250 a fortnight on Facebook ads to find the people, because you keep it tight to the area that you're in.
Yeah.
I don't think the sort of people that you're looking for are on Indeed.
No, I don't.
Really.
Fuck yeah.
No.
Facebook ads is the way to get the people.
Okay, thanks. I'll try that, definitely.
Do you know what I'd be looking at as well, is if there is like if there's like an agricultural college or like a trade-based college. So you've got people who are coming out of that who are 18, 19, they're hungry, they're driven, and they're willing to work hard.
What I would do is definitely go into like the Polish and Ukrainian community, because they have these WhatsApp groups, Romanian communities, people that like doing these outside jobs. And we've done that when we run our market trading business, and they have all these job sites for those people.
Really?
And you just ask one of them, and they know everything to do, and they'll do all the recruitment and put the team together for you.
Yeah, they were always absolute grafters in the warehouse, to be honest with you. When you think about it.
Oh, they're amazing people. They work really hard. They come over here and they work, and they're an amazing part of our economy. And some of my best staff are Polish, Ukrainian, Romanian people that just are amazing, kind, hardworking people.
Yeah, no, I agree. Like
And we ask them, and then they go into
yeah,
all
whenever-
these WhatsApp groups that they're all in, and then they go, yeah, there's 10 people that just want to work.
yeah, they just want to just get kind of just graft away at any hour. Because I know, like, when I used to work in that warehouse, there was loads of Romanians and stuff like that. They'd be the absolute best. They'd be there at 4 in the morning, leave at 4 at night,
Yep.
and then they'd go do taxis till 12, and then come back in the next day. It was
Yeah.
just kind of like admirable,
Yeah.
almost, how much they actually grafted away.
But that's always the way with immigrant entrepreneurs. They work harder, and then by the time they have their kids don't work as hard as them. That first generation drive and hunger to get stability around them. It's, we see that with the Asian community. They had all these businesses and wealth they build up in the first generation. Second generation will just want to go and get jobs and not work as hard. It's just the way it goes. That's why they say first generation builds it, second generation maintains it, third generation loses it.
Yeah.
Challenge 2 then, you said not being able to find people who think like me. None of my friends or family have businesses, and I feel I can't talk to them about it because they will just tell me to stop if it seems like it's getting too hard. Have you got any pals who have got entrepreneurial sort of bones, or anything like that?
I mean, most of my friends are like in university, so it's a bit hard. Like, but because whenever I like kind of talk to my mom about things, or like my girlfriend or anything like that, it's out of a place of like, oh my god, I don't want you to do that because I don't want you to be in this situation. But it's like, I'm not really asking you to tell me to stop. I'm asking you to just be like, oh, it's okay, kind of thing. Not like, but I just kind of struggle.
Can I
don't know anyone.
just give you some personal advice here?
Yeah.
I don't talk to my wife or my friends and family about any of my business going-ons. I speak to other business owners if I'm challenged. Pure and simple.
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't,
and as well, like
if you've got a health problem, do you speak to your doctor or your plumber?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You can't expect them. You're an entrepreneur, mate. Like, just the very fact that you went and got a credit card and went and bought a pressure washer, and within a year have built up a business doing £12,000 a month. You're a freak. I'm the same. You're a freak. This is not normal behaviour. People don't go and do stuff like that.
So where did you like kind of find out?
Well,
Did you?
Yeah, I had the bug very early on, but I very quick. Some of my best friends, like Andrew Wolf, Jamie Martin, who you've met, like if I've got a challenge around business, I'm calling them, and then eventually it'll be your team. That you'll have a manager that will be someone that you really lean on for support. But business owners, like, really, my experience of established business owners, they want to help other business owners. Like you do end up having 3 or 4 good chums that have been there, done it, and got the metaphorical T-shirt, and they will help you. And you need to find, someone a bit older than you that's maybe 50 plus, that's had 20 years in the game, that's had some success, and you become friendly with them, and they will help you.
Yeah.
But going to your mum or your dad or your girlfriend, like, they ain't going to go and put a pressure washer on a credit card, this is rare behaviour. Like, they're not going to go and fly doors and get customers from scratch. You've done all those things. You're in the unusual camp. You just are.
Yeah.
So don't try and, if you're in the unusual camp and you go and talk to the usual camp about advice and things that you're thinking about or you're challenged, they ain't going to get it. And so they'll just say, go back to where safety is because they love you. And so they'll go, don't do it. Go and get a job. And you'll be like, no, that's not what I want to do. Go and speak to a business owner that's 20 years in, that lives in a £3 million house, that's employed loads of people, and go, this is what you need to do, sunshine. That's the conversation that, if you go, you've got to go and seek out better brains to get your advice from. And then you leave your friends and family as friends and family.
Yeah. Because it's not even like the fact that I'm like stressing out and like kind of going to people. It's even the sense of like, because I was sitting kind of writing that like Indeed advert up, and I was like to like my girlfriend, she's like, oh, what am I gonna write for this? And she's like, I feels like I'm kind of bitching here, but no. But it's like, I was like, oh, I don't think you should do that. Like, oh, I think you should maybe do like two years first before you start kind of, I was like, I'm not really asking you if I can do it. I'm asking you like, what should I write, kind of thing. So it's just like,
But that's
I meant
because
to ask you
there
that, like,
are.
is your wife like supportive, and or are they just, or not supportive in a
I
sense,
don't know.
like, is she like,
No,
yeah, go and get that 30,
no, I don't tell
boom,
her because
or,
they don't understand.
yeah,
I've said this on the podcast. She, you know, I've literally had conversations with her, and a couple of weeks before, someone said, when I bought Roller City, someone said, "Oh, James has bought Roller City to Nats." She went, "Oh, that's amazing," and Nats went, "What's that?" And she went, "What's Roller City?" I said, "Oh," and she went, "How much that cost?" I was like, $2.5 million. She had diddly squat idea that I'd done it, but because I'm doing so much of this stuff, I've just never told her. But I don't expect them to understand. But the reason they're saying this stuff to you is because they love you and care for you, and they don't want it to muck up.
Comes from a good place.
Yeah,
It's bad advice from a good place.
So like, well, employing someone, well, I've never done that. So, you know, your girlfriend's never done that. So how can she give you, her point of view is, whoa, that seems scary. Just don't do it.
yeah. So yeah.
But you're sailing a boat that none of them have sailed before. So they're not going to give you the.
I was just kind of looking for that reassurance. I was like, if everyone's like that, you know, like, am I just?
Alistair, you might muck it all up. You might employ these people, and you might go bust. But that didn't stop the people that started Woolworths not starting Woolworths.
Yeah.
You know, you can't. Most businesses fail. Most of them absolutely fail. I don't think yours is, you know, but I'm just telling you, most do. But guess what? We're in a very good country. If your business is failed, people will get another job. Not that you want to think like that, but I am telling you that is the reality. They will get another job.
Yeah.
Get around some other business owners.
Yeah, you need to build
get around some other business owners.
I go to, you're not going to like this, but I go to B&I and so,
I mean, it's not. I mean, I shouldn't. No, look. What I'd like you to have is he's called Derek. Now listen to me. What I'd like you to have, Alistair, is he's called Derek. He's 60 years old. He's worth 20 million quid, and you go and have a coffee with him, you know, once a fortnight. And he's, you know, employed 1,000 people over his time, and you got to go and seek and find them out. But the BNI thing is good to be around. But have they got employees? Or are they, you know, one-man bands? You know, you need to be around the next level up, in my opinion.
Yeah. You know, because I thought, like, I was recently joined, and it's good, and I like kind of going every week and seeing everyone. It's like, but I thought like I'd be like a small fish, whereas like it doesn't seem like that. It seems like either some people are like, some people are just like salesmen in a company, but I don't know.
Absolutely. I mean, that's what I was. You know, and BNI absolutely has its place for some people, but you want to be sitting next to someone that, you know, if you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. And it sounds like you're the smartest person in the BNI room at the moment. And, you know, if they're smaller businesses than you know, what are you getting out of it?
Yeah.
I mean, I always heard this analogy, you know, like, well, it's not an analogy. It's a friend of mine went and played golf with 4 like pro golf players, and he was the worst out of the 5, but it was the best he'd ever played.
Yeah.
And then that's a little, he was still the worst, but the best he'd ever played compared to when he played with all his friends.
Yeah.
You know, what's the thing? Someone was telling me, you know, because I'm doing this stupid running thing now. I'm running 5K every week, and I'm pitifully slow.
How are you getting on anyway?
Yeah, I'm doing it, but I'm not going to tell you the times because it's embarrassing.
It's not embarrassing because you're doing it. Embarrassing would be stopping.
Yeah, embarrassing would be stopping. But lots of people said to me, you should do a park run. That would be the fastest time you've ever done. Like everyone, verbatim, that does running said, do a park run. That would be the fastest time they've ever done. Because when I've run with my PT, that was the fastest I've ever done. Yeah. Got no choice. Then they go faster. Don't be an idiot. Go faster. And it was the fastest I've ever done. And I think that would be the similar with a 5K PT. But if you run with a load of slow people, you'll be slow.
Yeah.
If you're the slowest of the fastest, that will still be your best time. And so what I'm trying to get around is you know,
I think you need to find like a network of tradespeople. Yeah. So I know you're not a trade business, but you sort of are.
That's
people who are working on the tools. There will be like a BNI, but just for tradespeople who probably get together and
find the right one though.
You'll find
Someone that's a bit older,
yeah,
established it, not a show off person. Like someone really good. What are you laughing at?
Are you thinking of someone in particular,
No,
show off person?
Absolutely not.
You are.
I'm not.
You are.
I'm just saying. No, I'm not. I'm absolutely not. I'm just saying, like, find someone, that's.
Do you know what as well, Alistair? When you haven't got someone like this around, you're like, where am I going to find them? But they are more common than you think.
Yeah, they are.
And people that are a little bit further on than you in the journey will absolutely love giving you a bit of advice and guidance and support.
Yes, Joe,
and they, for the price of a coffee or a lunch, they will get something out of it as well. They will really genuinely enjoy it.
Their ego. And there's nothing more that people like massaged than their ego.
Well. Okay, challenge number 3. Try to get big customers like property management companies or councils. Right, so what have you tried to do with this so far?
Lumpy mail is what I've tried to do, but I've struggled. Like I've struggled trying to like find the addresses. It's one of my questions actually. Like, where would you, if you were gonna, like trying to find Walt Disney's address, like how would you go about
whose address?
Walt Disney. I'd look up cryogenic freezing chambers in Florida.
No, if I was, there is a giant fly just scooting around us. It's like what's that German bomber called? The doodlebug or so. Yeah, massive thing. Sorry about that. That just.
What area are you in, Alistair?
Edinburgh.
Okay.
Yeah, so I would be ringing up Edinburgh County Council. I'm saying, can I speak to the facilities management team, please? And they will go, okay, we'll try and connect you. And then you find out, so you got to find the right departments and the right person, but it might mean picking up the phone first.
Yeah. So we just kind of like, I don't know, like.
But what most people would do is they'd be lazy and send a letter into Edinburgh City Council offices, like to whomever it may concern, like,
dear sirs,
bore off. No, you got to find out who the person is in the right department and then address it that way. Which is a little bit more work.
Yeah,
but maybe start with
you,
secondary schools, and maybe start with and then work out how to go that next level up.
Yeah, because have you got any ideas for me? Like, obviously you send like teddy bears and whatever in the post, like, and then do you know who like Daniel Asheville is?
Yeah. He's done well on YouTube.
Yeah, well, he sends like mini like skips and they like kind of desk tidy things. I thought it was really cool, but like I was thinking of trying to make something that to do with either pressure washing or like, I don't know, anything that you could, but what would you appreciate in the post? Like if I sent something to you, would you, I don't know, like chocolate or like,
I mean, the best, I think some of the best things when literally, if it's a real big hitter, send £5 stapled to a letter and say, look, I'd like to take you out for a coffee. Is the money, like, people will not forget that.
Yeah, that's good.
Or a tenner. I've had people send me tenners. It's just can't help but go, yeah. If you're going to buy £5 loads of cookies, we've sent giant personalised balloons, personalised cookies with a personalised card. I can do all that for you at Party Pieces.
Hashtag ad.
Hashtag little ad there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think it's just do something that's a little bit more unusual.
Yeah.
And then look,
and what else?
Well, the thing is about the lumpy mouth thing, we always talk about this on the podcast, like you still have to do a volume of it. You still have to, you can't just send 5 letters and think your business is going to quadruple in size and you're going to get Google. It's probably like 50 to 100 letters a week. But I get lots of people on the pod and speak to lots of business owners. They're prepared to invest £2,000 a week into Meta or Google ads. And I'm sort of saying, if you put the £2,000 into lumpy Mal, the same amount, I think you would get a better return, subject to you doing the database work, which is quite manual.
Yeah.
You can't, what then people do is get lazy and go, I'll just buy some data. And like, well, if you just buy some data, like actually it's probably worth having someone carefully put the database together, because that's when you get the best return, isn't it?
Yeah.
But you're already thinking that, which is good news.
You do per month?
Well, I don't do any direct mail at the moment, but if I wanted to we've done direct mail last year for Party Pieces. We send £35,000 worth of brochures in the post. We're we will do, when we've won a particular campaign to get customers, we would do a direct mail campaign, or even just if I want to get in front of a particular person, I would send them something. I mean, last week we sent out a cake and a balloon to someone, but that was a thank you, actually. Just one of our regular customers had a baby.
Yeah, because I was reading Dan Kennedy's book about, it was like no BS marketing or something like that.
Yeah, that's one of my
and
faves.
He sends, yeah, and he wasn't telling me, but the book was saying that that every single lead that comes in, so like if we've got like a database of like every single address, like every single lead that comes in has their address, and he said he would send like I don't know, I'll leave direct mail to like past, present, and even people that said no, like leads. Like, would you do something like that? To even
For sure.
Yeah.
It's a volume game, but like what I always say to lots of B2B businesses, which is where I think you'll end up going to make the big money, which is just the way it is in this sort of business. Now, if you're a commercial waste company, right? So say you're a skip business, you'll have a lot of one-off customers, but then you'll also have a lot of regular commercial customers that are, need bins and waste all the time. And if you ask a commercial waste company, you've said, if you just had 10 more good clients, what would that do for your business? And they usually turn around and say, change the game. 10 more clients, all paying me 10 grand a month, or 5 grand a month or 3 grand a month, whatever it is. It would completely change the game. And that's a much bigger elephant to chew when you've only got to find 10 customers. But what I think a lot of businesses do that realise that they only need 10 customers, they start behaving like Coca-Cola that want millions of customers. They want tens of thousands of customers. So then they do Facebook ads, they do Google ads. But usually it's just 10 customers, 10 good customers that would change the game for lots of SMEs.
Yeah.
And therefore, if you need to only go and get 10 people, I think your approach can be very different. And you might think, well, if I spend £100 on stuff to get attention with 100 different people, and hopefully 10% of them come over to me, like your list of how you're going to get them overcome the challenge becomes much easier. And I don't think many people think like that.
And would you spend that £100 in one go, or would you kind of say like, right, I'm going to try and get?
Well, test and measure it. I mean, that's it's like, but for you. Like if you wanted to do pressure washing for a big secondary school, and I think we've spoken about secondary schools a number of times on the show, like a secondary school could have anywhere between 10 and 25 million pound budget to run the secondary school. They're like big businesses, We've got 1,400 students, 500 staff, loads of grounds to look after. So I would probably do some just calling. I would say, look, we're a pressure washer company. We know your school. You're really local to us. We'd just like to give you £250 worth of free pressure washing. Let us do something for you. And if you think we've done a really good job, would you consider us for the future? I mean, not a lot of people will say no to that. They'd be absolutely stupid.
Yeah.
And then if you do that really good job, the lifetime value of that secondary school, because they're masses of land, masses of work, masses of guttering, that could be really good for you. But people don't want to do things for free. But, I think free is better than discounting. People don't expect free forever, but they do expect discounts forever. And try before you buy is a big risk reversal for how human beings' psyche works. So, when we go through our lives, we are mitigating risks all the time. If you think in the UK, most people would say, right, I put my money in the bank. I always know that I'm going to be able to get hold of my money again. And we feel very safe with putting money in banks here in the UK. Go to other countries around the world, that isn't the case. They keep all their money under the mattress. So what we've done with the banking sector here in the UK, the government have banked it and said, look, if the bank goes bust, we'll pay you all the money up to 85,000. So Joe Blogs on the streets, they're not, the risk reversal there is the government will back it up, and they have faith that the government's still going to be there. And if they're not, then we're all really in trouble. So you've got to, as a new business owner, reverse the risk that the prospect has in doing business with you. And Netflix did that, like try it free for 30 days, like we removed the risk from using us. And that's what you need to find out. So doing free rather than discounting, because you're very lucky, the lifetime value could be for a secondary school every month, every year,
Okay.
forever.
Yeah.
Do you know the other thing at the moment as well, that the space that you're in is actually really, if you look at like TikTok and Insta, there's so many pressure washing videos.
Guy.
Yeah, I love that stuff.
Yeah, I watch the Paul guy all the time. He's just done Clacton Pier. He cleaned their log flume and like pressure washed their log flume.
Oh, did he?
And Clacton Pier got in touch with him. I mean, but do you know why it works? It's a story, isn't it?
Yeah.
This is the beginning. It looks terrible.
Yeah.
This is the middle. This is like, it's a story arc.
Yeah.
And this is the end. It's got a beginning, a middle, and an end.
Yeah.
And I suppose when I do little stories, I'm on one of my Instagram videos. It's got that me and JB done a little story about Rolls Royce dealership. It was a story. It had a beginning, a middle, and an end. So people stayed on, and 1.4 million people have watched it.
Yeah, massive.
Yeah.
I think you should be able to social proof each step. So, for example, go and land a letting agent. If you're struggling to find property management companies, that's because there's less of them out there. So go to letting agents. Then when you get a letting agent, then do a good job for them, do social proof, and then within your marketing to the other letting agents, hey, we just started doing some work with Acorns or JDM. We'd love to work with you as well. Then when you go to, then you might be able to go into estate agents. Is there any properties that they've had on the market for a while that don't look very nice from the road, for example? Would they want to potentially do the cleaning for some of those properties? Then you can go to the property management companies and tell them, the other property management companies, say with the schools, hey, we've just done XYZ primary school, we'd love to work with your school as well. Because again, that risk reversal thing, if they can see that you've worked for people like buying from people that are like them. So if they can see that, actually XYZ primary school down the road has used you guys, and then you're more likely to win that work from the other people as well. You have to just, social proof it, I would say.
Yeah, content marketing for, if that's the business that you want to be in, long term.
You ask me?
Well, no, I suppose I'm just making a statement. Yeah, like.
All right, sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I have got like YouTube videos and stuff like that, and they have done really well. Like I've only got 4 up, and they've all got like 10,000 views a video, which I thought was pretty good for like
it's good.
one video.
Well, then do more. Don't be an idiot. If you've got 10,000 views on a YouTube video without trying, then maybe crack on and do more of that.
Yeah, it's literally just like, it's the most easy thing to make. It's like it's on my iPhone, and there's no music or anything. It's just like the sound. People love, I don't know why, but they love the sound of the pressure washer when it's going through, especially when it's like sped up and it's like the pitch is low. People just seem to love the videos. But I've tried to do them one every week. Well, I've kind of been slacking a bit, but after I got so busy. But
if you on Instagram, if you did a beginning, middle, and end story, you'll get so much work.
Get yourself a little GoPro and put it on a tripod and make it a rule. Every job that you do, you literally put a GoPro on a tripod on time lapse, and that becomes your content. And then you could outsource that to someone in the Far East who could do the edit of it for you, so you could be pumping out a video every day. Every job should be a video. Great idea.
Yeah, I've got someone that does it for me now. It's only kind of last couple of weeks that they've kind of been plodding away at it, but he does all my social media stuff now, because I just thought it'd be easier to just kind of put it somewhere else, kind of thing. So he's kind of cracking on with that now. So I've started doing that with a GoPro as well. So
should we do questions?
Yeah, sorry.
JB will read them out.
Yes. So
I've decided to scrap them. Sorry, considering because like I said before, Nigel just phoned me up, and the next thing I know, I was applying for the podcast. So I've had to think of the questions, if that's all right. And I was like, right, I don't know if I want to do it. So can I ask these ones?
Yeah, go for it.
Sorry. Yes. Sorry. So I was listening to your podcast with Mark Tilbury, and you mentioned about how you wish you sold one of your properties and employed an accountant sooner. About when you were kind of coming up, like what do they actually like make? What do they actually do that's so amazing that you wish you sold like a property to pay for them?
Well, the moral of the story is I always say that you should employ an accountant before you can afford it. And this would be like an FD, financial controller, not a bookkeeper. Someone that's good. If you're seriously ambitious and you start doing a few million in revenue, you know, if you can have someone like that that can go out there, help you fund it, help you be more tax efficient, help you do your cash flowing, help you work out on your margins, and be a really good conciliary, as the Matthew would have to the Godfather, you know, that be someone that's right on the numbers. I think that's very, very valuable. Does that answer the question?
Yeah, thought so. But anyway, sorry. Second question. Yeah, so you mentioned how like
so
you
let's just
do
pause there. Well, I can say that
Sorry.
you don't feel that I have answered the question.
No, it's just I don't. I mean, what do they do? Like, let's say it's like £100,000 salary, or is it probably more, probably less? I don't know.
No. It wouldn't be.
Like,
No, this would be, you know, financial controller, 40 to 50 grand. But what most business owners don't do that. And then, you know, maybe 60 grand, you know, but that person that's just doing the numbers, producing you management accounts, you know, they'll be free. If they're good, they're free because they'll know about a grant that's in place that they can go and chase, or a new tax thing. And, you know, that they just do, you know, they produce your management accounts, they produce your budgets. Banks will be very happy to lend to you if you've got someone like that in-house. It's a massive tick in the box for them.
so like, what point would you recommend? Like, let's say you're doing 1 million, would you then try and find them?
If I was ambitious and I wanted to seriously grow, having that, you know, under your wing will massively help you.
Yeah, no, I get it. Yeah. So also, like, what would be like one book that you'd recommend to read, but like read every year, like in a sense of like.
I can answer that straight away. How to Get Rich by Felix Dennis.
Right. Okay. I'll write that down. Yeah. And also,
What are you going to say? One of your own? There?
Yeah,
Getting customers.
Yeah. So also, you say like you shouldn't be doing anything apart from just getting customers and stuff like that. Does that like do you like do your own washing and stuff like that, or do you have people do that for you as well?
Sorry.
Do you have someone who
Like,
does
when
your
you're in your
washing?
house,
Stop skirting it.
Do you like load the dishwasher and stuff? Because I'm like to my mum, I'm like, Mum, I don't want to do in the dishwasher when I'm older. But I'm like, do you do that kind of thing?
That's really interesting.
So good. Answer the question, Sinclair.
Yeah, I load the dishwasher every now and then. Yeah.
Do you wash your own clothes?
No.
Do you do your own
Well,
ironing?
who does it though?
No.
Like,
Have you got a housekeeper?
Well, you have someone come in 2 full days a week and do that. Yeah.
and you have like a maid?
Well, no, like a cleaner comes in twice a week. I would absolutely.
He doesn't live
have
in Downton Abbey.
no, I would if my wife would allow me. I would absolutely have someone live in and do all that stuff, but
Would
she
you?
won't allow it. Yeah, I would love it.
Nat's not having it.
Nope. And it's come up many, many times.
Really?
That would make me that would fulfill my life. I would have that over everything else.
Really? To do what?
If someone said to me, would you like your own aeroplane
yeah,
or someone to live in your house?
You don't like flying.
No, I don't like. All right, but, or, you know, would you like 3 Ferraris?
You don't like a Ferrari. Would you like a free spinny wheel with the horses go up and down?
Oh, this is difficult then. No, but like personally, out of my stuff personally, if someone said to me, which I do love Rolls Royce Wraiths and Ghosts, and I'd love, would you have that or someone live in your house that can look after it? I would choose live in the house and look after it.
But would you not feel like someone lives in your house? Like someone
I've
lives
got
in
a
your
cottage
house
on the side of my house. I bought this house so that,
For that?
But she still doesn't want it.
Really? Like a groundsman?
Oh, my dream.
Do you not have someone that does your
Yeah,
grounds?
come in, but it's not the same. I'd like someone full time. It'd be amazing then, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that would be cool.
Hmm.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I would have all those things, but my wife doesn't really want anyone to live with us.
Yeah. So I kiss my dream goodbye then. I've not done dishwasher. So,
Well, I'm not worried about it. I mean, look,
so also,
look, I wouldn't do any cleaning or stuff. I love cooking. I wouldn't do anything that I think I should be doing other stuff that's higher value. But yeah, if I get a coffee cup, I don't mind putting it in the dishwasher. And yeah, I unload it every now and then. But mainly that's to keep the peace at home, I suppose, and to win those brownie points. But my answer to this would be, let's just have someone do it all for us so that I can go off and do stuff that changes the world. That's the way I think, but not how everyone else thinks. Interesting question. Never been asked that before.
That's really good. I love how uncomfortable you get. This is fantastic.
Yeah.
So another one is so what would be like the best investment that you've ever made? Like not something obvious like a staff member or property, but I'll give you an example. Like the best investment I've made is like YouTube Premium, because you just don't have to watch any ads, and it just
it's a great
so much
investment.
time. What's something similar? Like there's not totally like, you know, you can see the money come back, but you just think, oh, I wish I'd spend money on that every day.
Well, I would say for business owners getting a PA, but you said I couldn't say people. I think getting a PA is just something that I took too long to do.
You've done it at 21, didn't you?
Well, not just looking after me. They were shared.
Oh, okay, fine.
Yeah. I had like office admin people, but what's the best investment?
Wondery Plus.
I don't know, really. That's I mean, YouTube Premium's got to be up there. I mean, that is just amazing. My son is more happy about that, so he doesn't get ads on his YouTube because we've got it on the family app. I think a really good, still probably your iPhone, because I don't really use a computer. I mean, that's changed the game, because when I first got a BlackBerry and you had emails on the go, although now I hate that they have taken over life.
Yeah.
But getting a PA would be I know
PT would probably be one of your next ones, wouldn't it? That's made a big difference to your fitness, isn't it?
Yeah, but I don't know. That's the business. So yeah, it's an investment in myself, but for the business.
How else do you invest
Well,
in
I just
yourself?
think the business thing. I think PT is a valid answer, to be honest. But
yeah, well, I wouldn't do it without a PT. Yeah, I mean, I have 4 sessions a week now.
And you still wouldn't do it without him being there to go, get up, let's go.
I'm going to do the runs on my own, but
not the
you wouldn't
workouts.
I mean, if you had a PT on you, JB, and you will do more with a PT than on your own.
Yeah.
You know, you just would, wouldn't you?
But I could do it by myself.
Yeah, and you do it by yourself, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I would skip a few sessions. I know I would.
Would you?
I have exercise guilt. If I don't do exercise, I do get guilty and anxious, actually. Anxious.
Do you?
Yeah, that I haven't done it.
So it's best to just get on and do it, isn't
Yeah.
it? Right, Alistair, come on, one more killer question, because you've put him right on the hot coals. Have you got anything else you'd like to know about the personal life of James Sinclair? He looks like a naughty schoolboy. This is so good.
Just like a bit more serious one. Like, what is like the main? Like, what is one like you've had in your business career where you thought like, oh no, like we might have to like, you know, go under tomorrow? Like, and what was it? And also, like, what did you do to get yourself in that situation?
Oh, multiple times that's happened over the last 20 years where I've nearly lost it all. Multiple times. For serious entrepreneurs, it's usually overtrading and not funding what you want to do properly enough. I think the only real solution, and I think if you're really on, you need to go through a few of those moments of, oh dear. And then when you get through it, you're like, well, you find out who you are. Yeah. You find out
learn the lesson quick.
But this is a tough
What was like
gig.
the biggest one? Yeah. Sorry.
It's the biggest one.
COVID was massive, wasn't it?
Yeah, but actually COVID was really easy in the end. I mean,
but day one it wasn't.
Yeah, initially, but everyone was going through that. Like every single business in the UK.
Yeah.
So I'll always put that to a side, because you want to go through, if you're going through it alone and you're the only one,
Oh, okay, fair enough. Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
that's different to every single business is closing down and don't know where they're going.
Yeah.
And I actually had no anxiety about it after that initial day. I was like, I saw that France had given all their businesses a load of money. I thought they're just going to copy us over here. And when it's like if you're all going to war, you're all going to war. If you're the only one going to war, that's a very different situation. I suppose in the early days, in sort of 2009, I'd borrowed £1 million from loads of different people to build up Party Man World, and we had a really tough trading period, and I had to get out some leases, and I nearly lost it all, but I persevered. Yeah.
Was that just because that you've like kind of what did you?
I was over leveraged, but leveraged fine for the good trading periods. And then if you have a weak trading period and you're over leveraged, that's it. It can be game over. But I'm very glad that.
And how old were you when you got
20?
How old were you when you got $1 million? 20.
I borrowed it from.
And how did you convince people to give you that much money?
I borrowed 100 and. I'm trying to remember now. I think 150 grand from Lloyd's. I remortgaged. I had like 3 or 4 properties back then because I was a kids entertainer. I was earning like 1,500 quid a week, and so I saved all the money up and kept buying property. Then gave them to Lloyd's, remortgaged them, took the 150 grand out, but I needed another 600 grand, say. Then I borrowed that all on lease finance from like 21 different lease financiers. Horrific rates of interest.
You had 21 separate.
Yeah, I remember it. It was mad. Paying the money was coming in, and I was servicing it, and it was all short-term debt. So servicing it over 3 or 4 years, whatever it was, and then
high interest stuff as well.
Yeah, really high.
Oh, right.
And then Party Man World Wembley came up, and we was profitable. So NatWest lent me 350 grand to buy that, and then Party Man World Lakeside came up. Then it was 2009 or 8, and they were in the wobble. So RBS went, "You can't do this." So I put that all on credit cards, but got through by the skin of my teeth.
How close did you come?
Well, you never come close if you don't give up. That's the answer to it, isn't it?
Yeah, it's true.
And I would not give up.
Yeah.
So I think if you give up, then like if you don't give up, you'll find a way.
And could you just, no one could convince you like, oh, you're in a really bad place here. You're like, it'll be all right, I'll work out. Did you just have that mentality? Like,
yeah,
I'll work
so
out?
what I did then, so by then I thought I was doing really well. And so I got rid of my entertainments company. And then I just started that back up again. Started going back out on the road and started doing events and entertainment, and that brought in more cash flow.
To bring more cash into the other business to sort of like fund it. Did you really?
Yeah. So I started doing events and entertainment days, and it all comes down to how do you increase cash flow? Because we had an indoor business that when the sun shone, no one was giving us any money, and when you've got loans and that to service, so I needed to bring in more cash flow in the summer. So I thought, right, we'll start an events business doing outdoor events. And
so what did you say to your team? So you must have had some people around you. That
Aaron was around, yeah.
So would you say, right, we've got a squeaky bum situation here. We're going to have to bring in some more cash. I'm going to restart the entertainment company.
And that's basically what we did.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you like miss like the way you were then compared to now? Like, can you see yourself like thinking?
Well, some of the things we're back to that again. You know, then I stopped the entertainment company because we built day nurseries, which leveled us up. Then we had loads of indoor play centres and day nurseries. And then I thought, well, let's get some outdoor attractions. It's really full circle. We make more on a sunny day now than a winter day because we've got a big ice cream company and 2 farm parks, and you know those businesses are good. But cash flow sticks with entrepreneurs if they're growing. It's when you stop growing and you level the business and you start building nests and everything's good. But if you're entrepreneurial, people flip and deliver you opportunities and you go, yeah, I'll have a go at that. And then you know the bank won't fund it because it's new. You know, when I bought this hotel, I had to fund all this myself. You know,
did you?
Can't go to the bank. And go. I mean, can you imagine like they write a report about me and send it up to credit. Oh, Jimbo has bought a hotel now. I mean, Never
But
run a
then not
hotel
look at your
before.
overall track record and go, he's
Yeah,
in
maybe,
the
but they
entertainment,
don't-
leisure
No,
space.
but every time I've been in a business, they do not like funding startups.
And do they still see you as a startup?
But that's started like if you go, right, well, you make teddy bears, you own day nurseries, you own farm parts. Why are you buying a bloody hotel? Because I want to, and I think I can sort it out, and I've sorted it out. But now they'll fund it because they go,
Yeah.
you've been running it for a year, you obviously know what you're doing, and you've got the management team.
So can you fund? So do you put your, like in this instance, you'd fund it yourself and then almost refinance?
That's exactly how I
books?
operate. Yeah.
Right.
So Teddy Tastic, when I wanted to start that, they basically just said, have a day off. So what you want from us is £1 million to go and buy a load of teddy bears, and you're going to go and sell them, are you? Yeah, that's exactly what I'm going to do. No. All right, I use my own cash flow then, and that's what I did.
And then
They're
again,
like party pieces. When I bought party
Yeah.
pieces, there's no way I could go to the bank and say, look, I'm buying, even then, well, maybe yes. But I haven't got time to convince them, right, this business here is going into liquidation, it's going bust. I used to do millions of pounds and made £1 million profit each year, but for the last 2 years, it's lost money. Well, why is that? I have to be careful. Well, the people running it, weren't running it properly. Okay, all right. Well, we don't want to fund a loss-making business. I'm going to go and buy it myself. So I buy it with my own money, get it all profitable, and go, can I have my money back now and maybe refinance it and go again?
and when you say you use your own money, do you fund it out of cash flow? Is it
Cash flow.
sort of like
sell
a
property.
party man corp
or
has got some cash sat there for things like this?
I mean, every deal was different, but I'm just talking about from a philosophy point of view is, you have to
Fund it, improve the books, and then go retrospectively fund it.
Yeah, like to take on a loss-making hotel. Like if you've got 10 profitable hotels and there's a loss-making hotel and you go to the bank and say, look, I've got 10. Look, I think we can really turn this around. They go, yeah, we understand you've got 10. Okay, here's the money. Like if I went to the bank and said, look, I've got 10 day nurseries. There's one that's, a little bit icky over there, but we know how to turn it around. That would be fundable. It'd be easy. But if it's a new thing, you've never done it before, they don't like it.
Even with your track record, I'm staggered by that.
Yeah, even with my track record, they don't like. They like funding stuff that you already know what to do.
But
So
surely
I don't
like
even
your bank
ask
manager
them.
knows.
They would get. I would get there in the end, but it might take me 6 months. And
Fine, okay,
so I
right,
just
right.
crack on, use my own money, prove a point, and then get it back. We laughing at. That's what I do. That's what I've been doing for 20 years. They take too long, and
So do you walk into your bank and I realise it's not like a gaff with like a branch? You're like, I want to see, bring me a manager. But do you go in with a year of now nice looking books and go, there you go.
That's exactly what I do. I always prove the point, have the management account, say, look, I'm running. But if you
say, I'm coming to
just
see
think
you
about
with
this.
my
You
new
are
books.
the head of a credit team for Barclays, NatWest, HSBC, and
That'd be a bad idea.
I go, can I have £1 million? And then
Yes. The answer to you is always yes.
can I have £1 million for me to set up another day nursery? And they go, well, who is he? Where's the numbers? He's done it 10 times before. Like, it's very hard for them to say
Yeah,
no.
but you've done it 30 things before. Like, surely
Yeah,
does
I know,
that
but-
not account for anything?
But I want to go and buy a hotel. How many hotels has this bloke run before? None. Has he ever managed a hotel in a previous role? No.
in fact, he can't even book himself into the right one when he goes
No.
to China.
No.
It's not looking good for him.
So all those things are stacked against you. When you're borrowing money from a bank, management, affordability, security, it's in them. And everyone thinks it's security, but it's like, who are the person we're lending the money to? So James Sinclair has got hospitality and leisure experience, but he's never really run a hotel before. To buy a third farm park, to buy another play centre, all of that stuff is there and it's been tried, tested and proven. That's what I'm trying to say.
So then when they only look at the other two, if you've got the sort of the proof of sort of track record.
Yeah, so management, affordability, security is I think everyone thinks if you've got loads of security, they're happy to lend you money. That's not the case because they don't want to take the security away. That's tough for them to do that.
Yeah.
They don't want to take someone's house.
No, that's
they don't want to take
the
the
last
property.
resort, isn't it?
They
Yeah,
just
fair.
want their money back. What's the best way of them getting their money back? An effective management team that can afford the loan based on previous year's accounts, not potential. And entrepreneurs are very good at selling potential. But if you're a bank, what have you done over the last 5 years or the last 3 years? Tried, tested and proven. Well, if you've done that over the last 3 years, there's a good chance it will continue. I'll go in there. I've run a hotel before, but it's going to be amazing. I always tell the story about a good friend of mine that lives in Guernsey, seriously multi-millionaire, very, very, very successful, that lives in Guernsey is that successful. And he would still say funding his businesses are still the biggest struggle. And he would have a property portfolio in excess of £50 million.
Wow. Well, there you go. We've laughed and we've learned on today's podcast. Alistair, thank you for being on. Where can people go if maybe we've got some people who are up in Edinburgh? Go, I've got a massive property management company. I've got filthy roofs. I've got a right problem with gutters.
Yeah,
How can they get in contact, mate?
Duncepowercleaning.com. Just go to the website. That'd be great.
Duncepowercleaning.com. Awesome stuff. Thank you for being on the show, mate. We wish you well. And
you've been an absolute pleasure. I cannot wait to see where you go in the next few years. Make sure, in a couple of years, make sure you apply to come back on if me and him are still alive.
Yeah, I will do. Thank you.
Good stuff, gang.
That was dark, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Right, awesome stuff. Thanks, Alistair. Brilliant.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Right.
Cheers, bye-bye.
I liked him.
What a lovely fellow, isn't he?
That's
Chud,
great.
your laptop is locked, Chud, so I can't turn that off. Enter Chuds. For those on YouTube who wanted to know what he looked like, yeah, he really is that tall and that handsome. Shocking, isn't it? There you go. Yeah. Awesome stuff.
In fact, we're going to be losing Chuds because we found out he's going to be the next James Bond.
Oh, we did, didn't we?
Yeah.
It's big in the game.
You heard it here first, gang. You heard it here first.
Right, you ready? Should we grade Alistair?
Let's do it. Yeah. Starting with the end in mind, what do you think?
Nah.
No? Nil point. Passionate about their cause? Nil point.
No.
Untold amounts of resilience. I think he's nervous about resilience, isn't it? Half a point.
Yeah. Half?
All right, no, okay. The master relationships with people?
No.
Commercial awareness?
No. Sorry, he's gone. I've booted him out of the room. It's fine.
They innovate so they don't evaporate?
Well, he's adding additional services on. Yeah, he can have one for that.
They're master marketeers?
Nope.
No, come on, let's be fair. He's read Dan Kennedy's Learning. I'm giving him half a point for that.
Okay, fine. It's your show.
No, but I do think he wants to be good at it.
He does.
And
he
that's
does.
the difference.
Yeah.
Staying teachable and curious. I think he is.
That.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. At the end of that, Alistair has scored himself 2.5 points. But
I think we should give him one more because he's a little bit more.
Go on, you find one you're going to give him and justify it to me. I'll pretend on the bank. Sell it to me.
Well,
exactly. 2.5. Well done, Alistair.
No worries.
No, but do you know what? I just think it's because of the business that he's in, how long he's been doing it. He's only been doing it a year. He shouldn't score 8.5. No. He's exactly where it should be.
For 8.5 doesn't even exist.
Exactly. Think about that. Makes no sense.
There you go.
Right, come on. What have we got to sell to everyone? Selling something. You ain't sold nothing on this podcast today.
If you are loving this podcast, please rate and review wherever you listen to your podcast. It helps more than you know. And we love reading the comments, so make sure you comment here on the podcast. If you'd like to come on the podcast, it's free.
How much?
Free.
You couldn't make it up.
Couldn't make it up. You can apply on the website, jamessinclair.net. Click on the podcast button. There's an application.
Who are we looking for, though, Jimbo?
People that are in business and want to grow.
And they're open
and they're challenged. Open, honest.
Like Alistair.
Like Alistair, yeah. We get great people on. I mean, it takes a while to get on there because there's so many of you applying, but we still, if we see someone particularly challenged that really needs help, our team are very good at weeding them out and getting them to the top of the queue. We do make exceptions.
Do you know what? Today on the podcast, today in the recordings, we do these all together. We've had a 21 million quid company, someone who we told to stop their business, which is with the information that he wanted, and someone who's doing 12 grand in their first year. You don't get a variety like that, do you? So if you're listening in from the British Podcast Awards, if we don't win one, I'm calling it a fix. I've submitted, by the way. We're in.
Are we?
Yeah, we're in. Yeah.
I saw Abby Clancy and Peter Crouch. They won, didn't they?
Oh, I probably won something.
Yeah.
They're not going to beat us, though.
Really?
No, well, they might. Feels like they're already winning, doesn't it?
Look, I mean, you and Abby, similar in terms of looks.
Yeah, definitely.
What else? Oh, and if you'd like to come see us live at our next seminar, Business Masterclass in London, we'd love to see you there. It's a 2-day extravaganza in entrepreneurship. If you want to find out how to buy companies, do property investment, grow your company using the best marketing techniques and everything in between, we'd love to see you at Business Masterclass.
I'll put my hand up because I want to say something.
And tickets are only a few £100. And what do you want to say?
I want to say that if you are a business owner, if you're an entrepreneur, if you are in, like, he's obviously going to give it the big I am, because he is. But this is the best 2-day event.
I think so.
That small business owners could go to if you're looking to scale up. If you're looking to do a side hustle and start up, don't bother attending because you're going to be in for a pretty rough couple of days.
No.
But if you are looking to scale up, it really is the best 2 days that you can invest into your business. I believe that.
Good stuff.
I think you're great.
Live in London.
There you go.
And you'll be there. He'll be there on stage doing a keynote.
Wow. You can slip out for a
I
coffee.
think you're doing a stand-up session, aren't you?
Yeah, I think I will do. I might as well, mightn't I?
Bert's Bonanza is coming to Business Masterclass.
Do you know what I haven't done yet? I know by the time people are watching, I've got to get my merch sorted for the merch stand at the live podcast show. Bert the Burke bum bags.
No one calls you Bert the Burke anymore. They're big fans of you.
It doesn't work.
I think you're going to be starting a Business Broadcast 2 show, but just on your own.
I could do, couldn't I? Spin off.
ITV2.
Just a little bit more rubbish.
Yeah.
Half the audience and no
How
one
did
really
you feel
enjoys
that
it.
went? Like you can like cancel them. How did you feel that went today?
I just live coach them. That's a good
There
idea.
we go.
Right, see you on the next one.
See you again.
Ta-da.
Bye-bye. Thanks for watching today, gang. I hope you enjoyed the show. Now, look, we're looking for some great businesses to come on the podcast. If you've got challenges, but you're desperate to grow your business and you can't necessarily work out how to do it on your own, you'll be a perfect candidate to come here on the podcast. It's absolutely free to come on the show. Go to my website, jamessinclair.net, and there's a podcast button. Click on the podcast button, fill in the application form, and we'll do our very best to get you on the show and try and grow your business. If you're loving the podcast, make sure you subscribe to the channel by clicking here. And why not give this one a watch? I think you'll like it.